So hello guys, in today's video I'm going to explain what is local storage in the web develop in the web like if you see let's say me I'm in my YouTube account and you can see that here YouTube has not I am logging in. I refresh the page is also showing that I am still logged in. So how it is happened? This is happened by the use of local storage in our PC. This there is one section. Let's If we click on right click inspect, then go to the application bar, then go to here you can see that there is a storage area, and in the storage area we have one local storage bar, and here you can see our website URL is written, and we can see here we can store the value in the key and value pairs. So yes, we are using this for knowing that if user is signing or not. So this thing we are going to do. Let's say we have one form. I am going to enter my name. Then if I click on the set, so now is what happening. It is saving my names, and if you now I am reloading the scene. Also, it is saving my name. Like let's say I am reloading 1, 2, 3. Okay, so and if so here what is happening if you see in the local storage, you can see that here one key value pair is generated when I click on set, and if now I am click on reset, then you can see the value is removed and form is reset like at the starting. And if I reset, I am getting the same thing. So we are going to build this, and we are going to use Bootstrap for it. Not a very use of Bootstrap in this application, but I want to show you that you can use Bootstrap. So what is Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is like online framework or which use for CSS or JavaScript file. Its building most many components inbuilt are given in the Bootstrap, and we can use in our website. So that we and one of the main use of Bootstrap is for creating the responsive websites. So yeah, so if you are new to Bootstrap, you just head over to this main page of Get Bootstrap, then go to introduction page, and then go to the CSS and JavaScript. In this project we are not going to use JavaScript, so simply copy this CSS file and let's create our, and I am closing this all, and let's create our free template. So we created our HTML template, and now just copy paste. So now if we see our browser is okay, and you can see here I am required my input with button. So just search here input. You can find many inbuilt input form. You can use this in your project also. So we are required only one input and button. So let's find it. And here it is. This button we are going to use. So just copy paste. You can copy this whole code, but I am required only one input and button. So I am copying this code and paste. Okay, so let's see our output on the screen. So you can see that our button and input is here. So let's make some changes. So basically if you starting with bootstrap, so all your bootstrap component or classes you can put into the container, and container is very famous term in the bootstrap. So you can see it somehow width and height is changing, and for our purpose simply we require some above space, so we style open the style tab. Yes, head over to container, and we are going to give some padding to it. Let's say for adding. So not is not working. What happened? Container. Okay, it's REM, not REMS. Okay, so REM. You can see our button is ready. Let's fill the contents of our input. So placeholder will be the just username, and button will be the set. Okay, you can see that. Now just for the testing purpose I am also writing this. So if we are signing here, let's say I enter my name, then it's showing this format, so we are going to do this right now. So just copy proceed, and in behavior input we are going to get h3. Let's close our h3, and here button will be reset. All name will be this reset. Okay, you can see about load, it is loading. Put it into container, and button name will be the reset. Okay, so now you can see our output button is not looking as such above, because here it is element is h3 and oppose input. So we are going to, okay, let's make input only, but this input is different from above. It do not have any placeholder or area. If you are using the CSS, no area. This is area is used for JavaScript in Bootstrap. So we have one class, and just write here pointer event none. Okay, we just let's say one class edit text not edit, and here this dot text not edit this class, tap the class, and we can make pointer event to null. No, no, this is full thing. No. So if we see here we are not able to get our pointer in it like above, we have our pointer in it, but here it is not. So just demo purpose I will write anything in it. So let's say it is input. The input do not have closing tag, so its value will be, let's say, C. This button will be reset. So you can see if my pointer is not here, I have not added this content. Okay. So right now we are adding none class switch, because as if you see in this way, so in the starting only our in the starting only we have an input and so button, not the output name, because we do not enter that name. So we are just going here and another class dot none, and make it display none. You can see that now on click on set button we are going to do something. So let's just open our script tag, and by the way, for script tag, always try to do script tag at the end of our page, because first let's hold the HTML or the DOM document render, then our and after that only do some scripting. It is very useful. So let's just we are good to target four elements. Let's say give this ID. You can see ID or class name, anything you want, and then just d1, and ID of this is d2, or you can say, let's say, output, and here it is input, output and input, and we are going to also change the text of this. So, and we also require these two button also. Button not required. Okay, button we are not required because we are doing something on the button click. So let's say give the IDs output. Okay, we know do not require. I'm going to tell you why. So we have one ID is input and one ID is output. So just grab input box, document, document dot query selector. That with the query selector you can select any element in a DOM. like we can select enter CSS. So we are require input, we can simply write input, then we require that input text, input text we require. So just in input box, it's like nesting in input box we require input. So we type query selector and input. So and likewise same for output box. Control D output output and also change here. Now here in the same input here we are saying text output text and here we are going to do out output. Okay, we have our input box, input text, in output box. Now you can check this by just right click, go to console tab and write input, write input, and you can see here why it's not showing input box. Input, okay, it should show here. Reference input box is not defined yet. Yes, let's try to console log input box. And this, okay, I'm checking another page, my bad. Okay, so we are going to so let's check in this one. You can see here it is input box. You can also in terminal it is input box. So till this point we have to go. So what we have to do that if you see here, so here we are typing in the input and then click on the set. So we have to grab that input value. Because of that we are taking input and out. Now on click on this button we are doing something. Okay, we just have to on click. We can set name function we are going to call. So in set name, just create one set name. Let's create one set name function. Set name, and what we are going to first grab that input text text by input text dot value, and if user not enter anything like text is empty, then we simply don't do anything. And if there is a text, so we are going to do something here. So first of all we have to add inputs dot class list dot add, not because we don't want to uh, see display this div after user enter some name or and click on the icon button. So we are just adding this here, and we are going to set output text dot value to this text. Okay, and we are going to add remove none class from the output box, like class list remove. So you can write toggle, but here we are fixing that if we are entering some text, so we have to remove none from input box and add to the output box. So input box and output box is ready. So just test our program, just enter anything, see, and you can see here name is changed, our pointer is not showing, and you can also see in console in elements. Let me show you in the nicer way. So you can see here we have one div, like first div have none and second div have removed the none class, and we have input value as 3 and button is changed to reset. Now here is one problem. If we click on reset, you can see that now I enter. You can assume that here user is logging in of some website, and each that user is logging till the website URL is not refreshed, and here if URL is refreshed, then user become uh, sign out, you can say. So we have to fix this, because we are going to do one thing also. Just add this tag to the local storage. So we can add this as local storage to a set item. We have to give the key name and value will be the text only. So we can here see if I am entering 0, and if I now I am going to the local storage application. You can see in the local storage I have one key as name and value is C, and till my website do not give command in JS to remove this key, or you can say I am also clearing by JS, but till I am not clearing this, it is still in the local storage only. So we can use this when we can use this when our page loads. So here, so just writing one condition if local storage dot how we can get item, pass that key name is, if this name is exists, so we have to do this step again. Simple. If key is exists, so we have to do as load. We have to do this thing. We have to input add none to this input. We have do not have to set local storage again. We have to change output value text, and also add remove none from the output text. So this is it. You can see we can refresh the page. Okay, what's happening? By the way, let's say here is some problem. What it's saying? Text is not defined. Okay, so here is a problem. So here we are going to get that text from the local storage, get item dot name. So here you can see that our name is displayed here, and if we click on reset, there is nothing to do in reset right now. So if you are refreshing the page, also user is valid. And functionality of reset, I think you can do now on your own. But let's say I'm finishing it because it is very easy. So we are going to do opposite of this. So what you have to click, just one click, call the function reset, and what we are going to do in the function reset. It's like user is log out info. And I'm okay. We can, and now just we have to do this stuff only. Clone click. What happened when reset? We are going to remove, because the input box from the none. We are going to add a none to this, and we are going to clean our local storage. So just like clean. And in our output text, we are going to make one string only, and yeah, that's it. You can see if I click on reset, it is happening here. And when I enter the any name or whatever name, click on set, it is setting, and if I click on resetting, it is for the yes. This is it for this tutorial. I hope you can understand how our any website store our data into the local storage, uh, and how they get the and make the user signing if browser URL is changed, although they are signing in the user. Okay, so that's is for this video. I hope you like it. Thank you.